Hello guys, please do not forget to check out the lovely services and products of our amazing sponsors. Full copy of any recorded match is available to buy for scouting, training and analysis purposes. We also offer services to individual players who are looking to build a video portfolio. For more information, please contact us on Twitter or send an email to williams@wdsports.co.uk. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to WD Sports, episode 15 of the ESL Football Show.
St Margeretsbury hosted Enfield in the quarter-finals of the Gordon Braxton Memorial Trophy, with both sides looking to continue cup runs to add a spark to thus far middling seasons in the Essex Senior League. After an impeccably observed 2-minute silence to commemorate the armistice, as happened with all games this weekend, the match got underway. It started with the hosts looking to press the issue on a wet and windy afternoon, striker Chancey Dash providing the first attempt on goal, sailing his shot over the bar. It would be Enfield who would draw first blood, however, Nathan Cook doing well to win the ball in midfield, playing a 1-2 with striker Ayo Adekoya, then squaring back across goal for his teammate to slot into an empty net. St Margeretsbury almost had the equaliser after Dash flicked the ball over a defender before playing a beautiful lob over Enfield keeper Steve French, only to be denied by the crossbar. The hosts continued to press for the equaliser, Dash firing a free kick high and wide before Dan Palmer's looping header barely missed the top corner. Enfield almost had their second from a brilliant Jacob Dixon volley, but his effort flew just over the bar. St Margeretsbury continued to pepper the opposing goal with chances, but were unable to truly test the keeper before a second half explosion of goals that would begin almost immediately. A long Enfield free kick was cleared only as far as Chris Gormley, who did well to find some space on the edge of the area before firing a powerful strike into the far corner to double Enfield's lead. With a place in the semi-final seemingly in hand, it all started to unravel for Enfield. St Margeretsbury's response would come only 3 minutes after going 2 down, a corner bouncing to the feet of Phil Lowen to poke home from inside the 6-yard box. The equaliser would come even quicker, as only 2 minutes later, calamitous Enfield defending allowed St Margeretsbury to pull level. A miss, or perhaps even complete lack of communication between Gormley and French, allowed Chancey Dash to pounce, running in to tap into an open goal. Again, very little time would pass before the incident occurred that would fully set the wheels in motion on Enfield's collapse. Unsavoury words appeared to be exchanged after captain Joe Johnson was pulled up for a foul on Dan Ferrigno. Johnson lost his call, shoving Max Mitchell into the ground and apparently looking for more trouble before having to be physically restrained by his teammates. Needless to say, the red card was produced, adding a few more feet to the mountain already in front of Enfield. St Margeretsbury were hardly innocent either, and Mitchell was shown a yellow card for being an instigator. The hosts immediately set upon their opponents, taking long-range efforts in search of the lead. Enfield were forced into making a pair of tactical substitutions, bringing on the duo of Ali Shoki and Samuel Onarian in an attempt to shore up the defence and prevent the tie from getting out of hand. Despite the advantage of the extra man, it took St Margeretsbury a long time to break down their opponents, allowing a flurry of excellent chances to go to waste before finally finding their breakthrough. The lead appeared to have come from a corner, being tucked home by Lowen after taking a deflection off of Shoki's arm. Curiously, the referee decided not to let the goal stand, ordering a penalty to St Margeretsbury and booking Shoki for his infringement. Dash stepped up, sending the keeper the wrong way to put the home side in front. To add to Enfield's embarrassment, Shoki would soon give away a second penalty, this time for a foul, and with it earning his second yellow card, relegating his side to 9 men. Dash put his second penalty in the same spot as his first, completing his hat-trick. St Margeretsbury broke again with the rain coming down heavier and heavier, Dash cutting inside from the left and firing home his 4th goal of the game. By the final few minutes, Enfield can't have been blamed for having their minds already on the bus home, as they allowed substitute Connor Scully in behind to make it 6-2. Enfield's cup run ends in a miserable second-half capitulation, although St Margeretsbury deserve credit for their ruthlessness when presented with an opening, a momentum that they hope they can carry through to the semi-final stage of the competition. first round of the Peter Butcher Memorial Trophy, Saffron Walden travelled to Sporting Bengal with the sides 3rd and 4th respectively in the Essex Senior League, and with neither side having lost in their last 5 matches. The teams went back and forth, trading half chances in the opening stages, with Sporting Bengal perhaps providing more of a clear threat. But Saffron Walden would open the scoring on the day, a cross to the back post palmed away by Denzel Correa, only to be deflected into his own net by Rakib Chowdhury. An unlucky own goal for the defender, who was met by the ball at an awkward angle and had very little time to react to the deflection. Saffron Walden almost doubled their lead from a corner, but the shot was poked just over the crossbar. Charles Gregory provided a couple of good chances for Bengal, cutting inside onto his stronger left foot and giving Saffron keeper Neil O'Sullivan something to do to keep his side in front. The visitors were playing plenty of good football themselves, however, sending another header over the bar before Correa was faulted to a fine save from a curling Craig Carver strike.
It's in the draw, it should be in the draw. I didn't get it. Excellent. I don't know. I thought hold on.
Yes, go on, shoot! Shoot! Unlucky.
Sporting Bengal would produce a few more chances before the half, but still went in a goal down at the break.
What was that for? Take him on!
Back post! Go on, Steve! Go! Oh!
Into the second half, Denzel Correa was mightily lucky not to be at fault for a second goal. Attempting to play sweeper keeper, he misjudged the ball, allowing a striker in behind, but the angle was too tight to curl into the net around the covering defenders. Correa made another error shortly after, spilling across into the box before recovering to block the rebounds with 2 excellent reaction saves. Bullets dodged, Sporting Bengal went on the attack and would soon have their equaliser. Jason Nagandu played in the overlapping Ashan Siddiq on the left-hand side, the midfielder doing very well to reach the byline before cutting back across the penalty area where Yasir Rashid was waiting to fire home through the crowd of defenders.
Go. Come on.
After wasting a free kick in a dangerous area, Stephen Carvell would redeem himself with a build-up to the next goal. Picking up the ball on the halfway line, Carvell played the perfect through ball to Nagandu, who beat the on-rushing O'Sullivan, chasing up the ball to tuck it into an empty net. Saffron Walden's chances of cup progression were being washed away by the torrential downpour, and the floodgates burst open as O'Sullivan's poor clearance went straight to Carvell, who rounded the keeper and gave Bengal a 2-goal cushion. Fittingly, Carvell would be the man to put the icing on the cake, receiving the long throw from Correa and wading just inside the opposition half, where he spotted O'Sullivan drifting off his line. Although slightly underhit in terms of height and distance, there was just enough power on it to be too much for O'Sullivan, whose wet glass couldn't get enough on the ball to keep it out. Denzel Correa produced a fine save from the free kick to keep the lead safe, allowing Sporting Bengal to salt away the clock and book their place in the next round of the cup.
Thanks for watching another episode of the ESL Football Show. See you next week.